Hey, g'day everyone. Gavin Lance Top here. I'm here with John all the way from Canada, Vancouver, Canada. Mate, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, and John he's a great businessman. He's a great partner, a great husband. But mate, tell us, what was life like before you started the Man Alive experience?
Well, I thought that I had things figured out, but it didn't seem so as I got a little bit older. I think time was just passing by. I thought I had failed marriage.
Yeah,
My business was stressing me out. My health
yeah,
was deteriorating, and I had a 1 year old son. So
yeah,
um, I just knew there was time for change, and I knew I wasn't my old self anymore,
yeah,
and I just felt tired, and
yeah,
not knowing where to turn and not knowing how to change it myself. So
yeah. Because
um,
mate, mate, thank you straight away for being so honest and real. Because a lot of people would have looked at you and said, "Man, John's awesome. Yeah, you're on your boat today. We're filming from your boat. Yeah, you're a great leader. You employ a lot of people. People would say, "Man, he's successful." And I suppose that's all. For everyone listening today, that's probably one of the things that we see with the man who goes through the Man Alive experience. You're successful in certain areas, but there's more. There's
yes.
more. And mate, I remember, what did you see? What did you hear from me, the Man Alive, that kind of got you on a call, I suppose.
Well, it kind of happened in three steps. I online saw a, a post and I downloaded your book, and
Yeah,
I actually read it. I read a little bit of it, and then I grabbed my wife and I said, can you read this with me?" And believe it or not, she actually read it to me.
yeah,
Um, and I She understood a lot of it and she related to a lot of it, even though a lot of the wording is about masculine and masculine journeys and things like
yeah,
that. She
yeah,
It resonated with her. So from the very beginning, I had her understanding and support with it.
yeah,
Um, and then I went online the next day and I watched some of your videos, like this one with myself.
yeah,
And one of the men was a tradesman contractor around my age,
yeah,
and he settled everything he said resonated with me. And then
yeah,
he talked about the habits he had changed and the things he how his life had turned into. And
yeah.
I thought, wow, maybe that could be me. And I
And when you say, because who was that?
that was Matt Hanley. Yeah.
Absolute legend. And what did he say exactly?
Well, we've been growing up a lot in our society with this hammering into our heads that you have to work hard. You
That that was me.
No problem.
Sorry, mate.
It's okay. What he talked about was growing up and being so focused on work and business driven, and
Yeah,
before we knew it, 20 years had gone by, and he had
yeah,
successes, and I've had lots of successes as well, as far as a financial means and materialistic thing. But our
yeah,
health and then our way of coping, turning to alcohol, turning to different
yeah,
unhealthy ways to de-stress,
yeah,
um, and then winding up kind of where we're at 40 years old. And
yeah,
we did our best thinking, and our best self got us to where we are, but we
yeah,
weren't happy, right?
yeah,
And I thought that successful people have to sacrifice everything, like
yeah,
time, health, time with their family and friends, and I think that successful people, now that I've been in this with Man Alive for a little while here, that's quite the opposite. Successful
yeah,
people don't have to sacrifice their health and their time and their
yeah,
money, you know?
yeah.
So,
No, it's
yeah.
good, mate. So I suppose, remember, we had a conversation because I remember some of the things that, you were just keen, man, from the start. So I suppose, what did I say? I mean, what did you get out of that first call we had?
Well, you asked me if I was ready for change. And I basically I just talked to the men in my accountability group about this too. I feel like I came in a wounded animal. Like I haven't looked back since I started with Man Alive until a couple days ago. I've just been going forward, and now
Yeah,
I see change already. And
yeah,
the other thing, I forget what it was that you talked about, was what is my mission?
yeah,
And I didn't know my mission. I was just
yeah,
spending time
yeah,
working, doing what I think is the right thing. And
yeah,
it was very repetitive, like Groundhog Day. And
yeah,
um, you've opened up. I don't know my exact mission, but I'm taking definite steps in the right way, and I'm thinking differently. And my imagination is opening up, and my adventure. You talked about that too. I've done
yeah,
5 to 10 things I can think of in the last few months that I would have said no to, that I wouldn't have had the courage to do, and things like
yeah.
that. Just with the
Great.
result of opening those doors again. So
Yeah, that's awesome, mate. Because what are you about? I mean, you're only about what in the first 3 months, aren't you? You're only like 2.5 months in,
yes, yeah,
and you mate. That's great. 10 things that you wouldn't normally say no to. That's great. Because I was just about to say, what's been the best thing that's come out of it? I mean, what is your partner? What does she think now that she read the book to you?
yeah.
How does she feel about the action that's taken place?
She said that she's seen positive changes. I haven't drank a lick of alcohol for 2 months.
Well,
She says I'm calm. I'm less
yeah,
reactive.
yeah,
Um, I've I've made I've made great steps in my business too. I
yeah,
we talked about some of my beginning oaths and affirmations that I was making, and they were just to do with like my language and my attitude at work, and what it I'm a leader there and how it affects my employees, and your
yeah,
famous saying about my tongue is my rudder. Like
yeah,
such a small thing can steer a huge ship in my life. And
yeah,
um my conf my confidence and my clear thinking are starting to have really good benefits with my business.
yeah,
And I've made some strategic changes, including with talking to the men in the group, bouncing ideas off each other and suggestions and things like that.
yeah,
So I'm clear minded, my relationship, my priorities, my ability to handle the what I feel is pressure from my business, and having my son that I want to see more of. And
yeah.
then my long-term goals are starting to become more clear so that my day-to-day actions can get me there. So
Mate, that's so good, mate. Because I remember even going back to like when you first watched that interview or video that Matt did, and I remember one of the things that he said in that, being a contractor, a business owner, that he tripled his income. He's like
yeah,
8 months in and tripled his income. I mean, that's just what that tells me is when you're on mission, on track, doing the right thing happens to you. I mean, how are you going there in that respect? Have you seen the increase there?
yeah. Like I went through a rough patch for 3 months with a slowdown in construction, and
Yeah,
I had to be on point. And
yeah,
normally that stress would have sent me into bad habits. And
yeah,
um, in leaning on the guys in my group and talking to them and
yeah,
watching all the videos that they're going through hardships too, but they're not letting it
yeah,
take them down and back into their old habits. Um,
yeah,
so I've managed to get through that, and then I've sold some different jobs that I stuck to my guns on. I had my priorities, I had my confidence in, and
yeah.
um, I'm just seeing a different level of respect and some different benefits, and
Mate, that's
some
so
are
good.
some are financial gains and some are just reputation wise.
Yeah, yeah. Well, mate,
And then
reputation is more important than anything.
yeah, exactly. And then even physically too, just you know um with starting to get in shape and starting to build confidence back,
Yeah,
and then it's like a momentum thing.
yeah,
And one of the biggest things has been the men and their videos
yeah,
and what they go through, and that they're doing it, and I'm doing it for them now as well, like within
yeah,
me. Like I feel like I would let them down now too. It just if
yeah.
I if I didn't keep moving forward. So,
Yeah. Oh, you're a good man, John. It's
yeah.
awesome. And
And
I mean, go on. Sorry.
and one of the other main things is that you talked about, there's three types of people: the ones that bring you up, the ones that are, with you at your level, and
Yeah.
then the ones that you bring up. And
Yeah.
I came in here and I've been brought up, like, and helped, and I can't wait to my transformations where I can now start to help other men in time,
Yeah.
for that to happen. So,
John, you're already helping people, mate. By doing what's in front of you, doing work, this video is going to help a lot of people. So, hey, if this is inspiring you, you mean what your people watching this, leave John a great comment. Tell him what you think. So, mate, there's so many aspects. So, there's quite a few different aspects to the Man Alive experience. There's the portal videos that are in Kajabi, which is obviously taking you through the program, like you say, using your imagination. There's the Zoom calls. There's the group, the closed group of men in the Facebook. Mate, there's the accountability groups, and of course, there's our event, our rite of passage event, that you're coming over from Canada to the Gold Coast here in Australia. I mean, mate, what would you say has really impacted you? I mean, could you pick one?
one thing that's really impacted me,
Yeah.
uh, it's so many big. There are so many big things, and it's so much time I need to digest them all. But I'm changing day by day, and
Yeah.
I think it's like it all starts with my self inventory that I need
Yeah.
to do on a daily basis, which
Yeah.
includes a number of things. So that one priority of doing that self inventory leads to so many different changes, and changes the trajectory of every decision that I make. So,
Yeah. No, it's good, mate. It's so good. So there's going to be men that are going to watch this and go, "Wow, I want what John's got." What would you say to those people?
I would just say to take the plunge, take the step, do it for yourself,
Yeah.
do it for your family, do it because you
Yeah.
got more in you.
Yeah.
And you see, we're all just regular men from around all over the world that
Yeah.
are seeing these benefits. And
Yeah.
you owe it to yourself, and you owe it to your family and the rest of your life.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
man. And I mean, mate, just on that, you're on the lake in Vancouver on your boat, and I'm here at Gold Coast, Australia, and people are like, oh, because obviously, I mean, you know a lot of my story where everything that we used to do was in person, and now obviously, you're a long way away,
Yeah.
mate. How do you think that works? I mean, it seems like it's working fine.
Yeah. It's with the modern technology, there's
Yeah.
phone calls, there's Facebook Messenger. If you don't want to type forever, it's just voice messages that record, and then
Yeah.
we have set appointments and times that we make a priority so we can talk and connect with each other. And then
Yeah.
at our leisure, we can read the Facebook and do our homework or our Kajabi stuff,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And everyone
Good,
always says
mate.
we're always available for a message if
Yeah.
we got a question. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think that's the great thing about how we do it, and the quality of men that are involved in around the world. There's like in that group, we're all in different time zones. There's always something happening. There's always
Exactly.
somebody to encourage you to reach out
Exactly.
to. It's awesome, mate. And
Yeah.
you're one of those guys, mate. So I really appreciate you, coming on here today. Hey, can you just say to your wife from me, thank you, thank you, thank you. Really, it means a lot. I mean, we see a lot of men when we get the support of our wives, man, we can, there's nothing we can't do. So tell her
Exactly.
thank you.
I will.
All right, mate. Hey, over and out.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Gav.
you, everyone. Leave John a great comment. Here we go.